Hello and welcome to the Beautiful Things channel. Today you are joining me for a rare sighting. It is podcast number 40. That's a pretty good number actually, isn't it? But not quite so if you consider I've been doing knitting and crochet podcasts now for about 3.5 years. So as those of you who've been following me for a while will know, I only ever share knitting and crochet content if I've actually got something to show you, and because I so very rarely actually get the chance to sit down and knit or crochet, the actual opportunity to finish anything or start new projects is very few and far between. But I have got some finished objects to show you and a work in progress. Now I'm going to put this into the teeniest, tiniest segment possible just so that you know. One of the main reasons why I haven't been knitting or crocheting very much recently is I have completely lost my mojo. And the reason why I have lost my mojo is the huge change in the atmosphere amongst the knitting and crochet community. Now I am not going to get into debate with any of you. If there are any negative comments in the down description, they will just be deleted. I am not going to debate with you. What is happening currently in the knitting and crochet community is vile. I'm not talking about all of the Ravelry Trump stuff. That is bad enough in itself. I neither love nor hate Trump. I'm not American, so I actually can't really have an opinion on the whole situation. So Ravelry stuff aside, what I have a massive issue with is the sheer hatred and the trolling and the nastiness that is going on Instagram. The messages being pushed backwards and forwards, telling people who they can and can't follow, calling out people and calling them a racist. Now I've been called a racist on numerous occasions because of who I choose to follow, and it's absolute rubbish. I don't care what colour skin you have, I don't care what country you were born in, what country you live in, whether you're male, female or whatever. You can be anybody. You are welcome in my life and you are welcome in my community. We are all human beings, and that is what we need to remember. So please stop the nastiness. This community is being damaged by the negativity and the nastiness, and it has stopped me loving the thing that I used to love. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. Don't go and research it. Don't go and look into it. Don't let it spoil your life, because it has spoiled mine, and I know I'm not alone. And I am now one of many people who are slowly but surely starting to speak out against it and begging the knitting community to sort them out and put itself back together again, because it's nasty. So that's why you haven't seen much of me with regards to knitting and crocheting. I've been concentrating much more on my sewing and my other crafts, but I've still been doing a little bit behind the scenes. So let's draw a line under that one. Let me show you what's what. So firstly, let's cover what I'm wearing. Now, I can't remember if I've even shown you this. I think I might have done. I didn't knit it. My mum knit it for me. It is a Sue Stratford Knits line dried cardigan, I think it's called. And it has been knitted in Stylecraft Special DK in the pomegranate colourway. I believe it's pomegranate. It's really cozy. I love it. It's kind of an 80s throwback, and I've been wearing this for the last few days. It kind of comes out of the wardrobe, gets warm for a few days, goes back in again, and then comes back out again when I feel like it. So I've got that on. I have brought my ginormous big project bag in with me. This is one of my designs. You've seen them before because I sell them at craft fairs and shows, but I do them in the small and the medium size. But this is the large blanket size. It's huge, and you can fit a huge mammoth project inside here, but I've just put everything in here to bring it in to show you. I'm seriously considering launching this as a pattern, as a sewing pattern in all 3 sizes. I do it as a class here at the studio, but I haven't sold it as a pattern. But if you'd be interested, let me know. So let's dive in and I will show you what's what. So firstly, let's show you my finished objects. Now this, I'm going to call it finished, although it doesn't have a button loop as yet. This is my cardigan. It is done in Drifter Chunky. Now, it's supposed to go, I can't ever remember how it's supposed to go. I have blocked this. I can never remember how the collar goes. Hang on a minute, use the viewfinder to my advantage. I think it goes, that's it, there we go. So it needs a big button here, and then it will hang nicely. So let me stand up, hang on, let's move you round. Where can I put you? I'll put you up here, look at that. Ooh. There we go, so let me step back. Still not going to get the full height of me, but you can see it just sits on my hip. It's got these little slits here. It's really soft, it's super comfy. I knitted this all myself and I love it. And I can't remember the pattern number, but what I will do is I will look it up online and pop it down below for you. But you can see once it's got its button loop and a button, it will sit really nicely, but I need to actually get that done. And this is the problem with me, I get things finished and then I don't finish them. What I'm actually really tempted to do is get my cam snaps out and put a cam snap in here and just popper it together. In fact, I think I might do that, because then I might actually wear it. Yeah. So it's a raglan sleeve top, which I really like. I've joined it all together on, I was going to say on my sewing machine, I haven't. I've joined it together by crocheting rather than knitting or sewing, hand sewing. And you can just let it hang, but it doesn't look right. It does need to be done up, and it's definitely that way. Yeah, little popper there. But I really like this. I bought the yarn for this when I was away with Elspeth a year and a half ago. I can't even remember where we were. Up kind of Peterborough way, I think. No, Cambridge way. Oh, I don't know. North of here. I can't remember. But I bought it when I was away with Elspeth. It's been really nice to knit. It was nice because it's chunky and it's really super soft. So it grew really quickly. So I just need to start wearing it. So I'm going to leave it out here in the studio and then I'm going to put a popper on it. That's what I'm going to do. Right. Another one finished is this one. Now, this has been a fairly recent make. Let me make sure I've got it the right way round. I don't know that I can really tell that way, I think. Fairly recent make with James C. Brett marble chunky yarn, which I bought at Sconch. And it's a really lovely jumper. The only thing I don't like is I would like it to be a bit longer. But because it's bottom up and not top down, it's not so easy to do. But it's really nice. You can see it's got this lovely big soft neck, but that's not constricting at all. There's loads of room. It's really bouncy. And it's really light. It doesn't feel heavy at all, which is nice. Very, very springy. So it's not kind of bothering me and pestering me. But the marble chunky is super soft anyway. You've got no itchiness or anything like that. It's set in sleeves this time. I did knit the front and the back separately. I knit the sleeves 2 at a time. They are all stitched up underneath and down, and again I did that with a crochet hook. I find it so much easier. I'm going to stand up. I'll chop my head off so you can see, but you can see it's got this ribbed bottom here, but it sits right on my tummy, and actually I thought blocking it might bring it down a bit, but it hasn't. But I would have preferred it if it had come down to sort of my mid-thigh, and then I could have worn it with leggings and knee-high boots. So I would like to make another one, but make it longer. So any suggestions how you can reverse engineer a pattern so that you can add extra length, that would be good to know. I'm guessing I just measure how much longer I want it to be, and next time round just knit more rows in the straight section until I get to the shaping. but so I'd probably just need an extra ball, I would imagine. This pattern, again, I will link it up here if I can find it. It isn't designed for James C. Brett Marble Chunky. It's designed for a completely different yarn, but Sam didn't have that in the shop, and I really liked the jumper. So she did the maths and the calculation for me and worked out how many balls of marble I would need. I bought 3 balls, and I want to say I've used it all up, but I think there was a small amount left, but only a very small amount. So if I wanted to make this longer, I would definitely need to add another ball. But I really like this. I will wear this. This has been blocked. I haven't worn it yet because I've been waiting to video this video, but it's going to go home with me now, and I will indeed show you. I will indeed wear it more often. God, I haven't done this for so long. I get in front of the camera all the time, almost weekly, every day, to do sewing and crafty things, but actually sitting here and talking to you about knitting and crochet is something I haven't done for way too long. Anyway, this is hot. I'm going to take it off. Now I've got one more finished object to show you. Again, I didn't actually do this, my mum did. You might remember when I took Izzy to the Knitting and Stitch show in October, we picked up some Stylecraft Cabaret in blue and this rainbow one, and I made the blue road trip shawl for Izzy, and while I was doing that, my mum was making this one for me. I've added tassels to the end of it for her because she hadn't done that, and I like the tassels because they just give you that little bit of extra length. And then you can wear it bandana style. I love these road trip shawls, but it really fascinates me how different my mum's tension is to mine. You can see how short this is, and she's done this with 2 balls. When I do a road trip shawl, they come right down to about here. They're massive. So my tension's very different to my mum's, but not when we are knitting. Funnily enough, we have pretty matching tensions when we knit. So this is really cute. I think it will probably get stolen by Little Miss Mac. It is the Road Trip Shawl by Zooty Owl. It's a really easy pattern. You just have to remember that it is in American terminology, so you do have to translate the double crochets to trebles, but other than that, super easy. And it's one that we teach here at the studio, so if you do want to come and learn how to do it, just give me a shout and I will happily help you. So I have got some works in progress. I'm working on a bag at the moment. It is from the Dorland Kingsley Big Book of Crochet, and it's called the Beachcomber bag. I've adapted it ever so slightly, but you can see it here. I haven't quite got ready to put the handles in. I've got about 3 or 4 more rounds to do, and then the handles will go in, and then I'm going to line this with foam, and I'm also going to line it with fabric so that I can put loads of heavy stuff in it, and the foam and the fabric will actually take the weight, and the crochet will just look pretty on the outside. So it's very much a work in progress at the moment. I'll show you in more detail because it's a beautiful colourway. This is Boho Spirit by Signet, and I have held it double, so that's why it's got that really kind of marley effect, and I've held it double just to give me the thickness and the solidity between the stitches, because I want to obviously make this really nice and sturdy. I have also used the same yarn to make a little box, and this is a little self-drafted pattern that I've done. I'm going to make these in different sizes, and I will release this as a little pattern and online course. But again, I'm going to line this with foam so it stands up, and fabric. So that is very much a finished crochet part done, but obviously it's not finished as yet. But I think that will be quite a nice little class to do here in the studio. And the last thing that I've been working in is in my Emmeline Bags retreat bag. I love these retreat bags. They're so good. They've got a frame in the top, so they open up into a box, and I made this one. I have got a little bit further, or no, not massively further, on my socks. So they are just going to be... That's my phone, one sec. Sorry, yes, they are just a tubular sock that I am going to put an afterthought heel into at some point. I'm not loving them, I think, because when I bought the yarn I thought it was self-striping, and yes it is kind of, but it's not perfect stripes, and I was really looking forward to kind of that lovely knit when you go, oh, I finished a stripe, I'll stop now, or I'll keep going until I'm 4 more stripes in. But because it's more of a kind of a graduated gradient of colours, it's not quite as enjoyable as I thought it would be, and it's quite boring. But this has just basically become my new travel knitting, so I will just knit on this when I'm on a train or a plane. But sadly, I'm not doing very much travel this year. I did loads and loads last year, and I'm not doing very much at all this year. So I dread to think when these will ever get finished, but there you go. A little bit of work in progress for you. So that's that. As I say, I haven't really been very busy on the knitting and crochet front. Yes, I've got quite a few works in progress to show you. Yes, I've got, yes, if you think, yes, I have quite a few finished objects to show you and a couple of works in progress, but they have been a long time coming. So I honestly don't know when I will see you again now. I haven't got any grand plans to start anything new. The only disastrous thing that happened to me last week is my lovely green John Arbon yarns boxy jumper that I knitted as part of our knit along has accidentally found its way into the washing machine and shrunk and felted. I have tried the conditioner and various different tricks for stretching it back into shape, but it has actually felted, and it is done for. So that will be passed down to little Miss Mac because it does fit her. So she'll be wearing that, and then once she's outgrown it, it will probably become a cushion or a bag. And that makes me very, very sad. So I am considering knitting another boxy jumper because I do really like it. It is really comfortable, and I think I might actually knit that. Although the pattern is designed for Aaron, I might knit it out of the marble chunky because it's really lovely to work with. It goes really, really quick, and it's an oversized jumper at the end of the day, so it will be absolutely fine. So I think that may happen. I'm going to the Stitch Festival on Thursday this week, and if I see the yarn there that I like, I might buy it. Otherwise, I will wait and probably go and see Sam again at Sconch someday and pick some up. But that will probably be the only project that I start in the near future. I really must work my way through my stash, and I really must finish off some of my works in progress. The last podcast that I did for you, number 39, and basically showed off my shame that was my whip basket, and I haven't really got anywhere with any of that. So there we go. So I will say bye-bye for now. I hope you've enjoyed having a bit more knitty and crochet time with me. Like I say, please be nice to each other. If you are one of those people that is sending horrible hatey messages across Instagram, please unfollow me, please unsubscribe. I don't want to be friends with you. And if you are one of my lovely usual regular followers, just keep being lovely, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.